Hello, I'm Michael with WriterSanctuary. And today we're going to go over a step-by-step of how to write a book and publish it using Reedsy. Now, if you need more details after this, I'm working on a series for the blog going deeper into everything that I'm covering here today. The link is in the description down below. So let's get right into it. Step 1, obviously, sign up for Reedsy. It's free and it comes with Reedsy Studio and you're able to write all the books to your heart's content. And it also helps that if you decide to use some of Reedsy's services in the future, they can connect to your account that way. I'll explain a little bit more about that in a minute. Step 2 is add a new book to your shelf. Now, once you've logged into Reedsy, you should have a screen similar to this one. All you gotta do is click on Books, open your bookshelf, or you can create a book directly from here. I like to open my bookshelf. And from here, we just click on the Create Book button. Then we put in the title and subtitle if you have one. Now the title, usually I'll use like a project title because I don't necessarily know what the title of the book is going to be until I start writing it. So we could use something like, for example, project, and not going to worry about a subtitle, just click on Create Book. Now the book has been created, it's added to your bookshelf, and we can click on Manage or Write. Now for now, we're going to click on the Manage, because this is going to bring us to step 3. Now, the next thing, this is kind of optional, but you can upload a file for your book cover. Now, I suggest doing that just so it's easier to find in your bookshelf if you plan on writing a lot of different books. Normally, I'll just create a temporary book cover using something like Canva or even Photoshop, and then upload it to Reedsy just so that I have something that, a visual aid. I mean, you don't necessarily need it, but I like doing it. So we just upload a file here. I don't have one necessarily at the moment, but you just click on the upload file and you can upload your book cover directly to your project. Then you also have notifications for turning on your writing goals, and you can archive or delete it permanently. Now these options can be adjusted at any time. So if you don't like the title, or if you want to add a subtitle, or obviously if you want to change your book cover, all that can be done whenever you want. Just click on the Manage button. Step 4 is also optional, but use the planning board. Now, the planning board is great because you can save all kinds of research. You can save links to anything that you'd want. For example, I needed to know how a Colt 45 Peacemaker operated and sounded for my book, Shadows of Atlantic City. So I researched on YouTube, saved the YouTube link directly in the planning board. And then I have links that head off to the Smithsonian for pictures of Atlantic City from 1874. The point is that you can create all kinds of research tools in the planning board. You can also do a lot of character creation. I did a video on that recently, and it should be about here. And you can add pictures of your characters. You can fill out a bio. You can keep track of all their needs and wants, mannerisms, behaviors. Something else you can do in the planning board is outline your book. Now, I outline just about everything that I write, and it's really handy to have that outline available in Reedsy. Now, something else that you'll want to consider is all the stuff that's in the planning board can be pinned to the manuscript as you write, so you can keep a track of people or places or your outline. So to access all of this, what you're going to do is hover over your book, click on the Write button. And once Reedsy loads up, you have your first chapter and you're ready to go. So to access the planning boards, they're on the left-hand side here. Just click on Planning. And this is going to give you, every book comes with the default settings for Reedsy as kind of an example of how you can use the planning board. I never use any of these. Instead, what I wind up doing is deleting this one, confirm, and creating a whole new one. So for this one, I'm going to say, I want to put all my characters in this specific folder. Use a drop down, find ourselves a character, something that looks good for characters maybe. Let's use, I guess, well, I don't know. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's just use that. Create the board. Then from here, we just add our characters. Click on the Add button, do a blank note. And from here, we can put in the character's name, the short description, and then fill out all the information, the attributes for the specific character, add an image. Like I said, you can look at the video that I have available on YouTube already, but it's handy. And then when you want to pin something from the planning board, click on the pin note, And now it's going to be pinned to your manuscript. So I want to say Bob is our character, and it's pinned. We're going to go back to the manuscript. Now, as we write, the pinned note is going to be right here on the right, and we can open it and close it at any time. So we can minimize it, open it back up. So if I hit close, the pinned note is gone. You can't. But what happens if we hit open? It opens up the entire character screen. Of course, you have to go back to the manuscript. But the planning board is exceptionally useful, especially if you're doing something that's kind of in-depth. I know there's a lot of people out there that can write by the seat of their pants, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong way to write a manuscript as long as you get it written. Yeah, but for people that like to plan or want to store a place for research specific to the book, the planning board is a great tool. Step 5 is to set up your goals and deadlines. Now, goals and deadlines are exceptionally helpful, especially if you're trying to get a book out at a specific time. You just want to make sure that those goals and that deadline are realistic to your lifestyle. That means trying to estimate exactly how many words you can write per day. So to access the goals and deadlines from our manuscript, we click on the option on the top right. And then for now, we're going to set the target. We're going to estimate this is going to be an 85,000 word book, which is about average for most genres. And we want this done, let's say by the end of February. We're going to hit create goal. Now we need to write 904 words per day in order to finish the first draft on time. That's actually, I could do that in probably a half hour. Let's say that you plan on writing on specific days. So we hit our 3 buttons here, go to edit, go to configure the days that you write. And from here, I'm going to write Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Save. Hit save again. And now it's going to adjust it. Now I have to write 1,250 words per day to finish on time, which is pretty close to what I have time for. Normally I can average anywhere from 2,000 to 2,500 words per day, depending on what kind of chaos reigns supreme. Now, goals and deadlines can be exceptionally beneficial if you're trying to motivate yourself to write a book. I like to use them mostly because I gamify everything and I try to write more words today than I did yesterday. And you can also add micro goals to the process if you'd like. So let's say that I wanted to do one for today. I want to just do today. Today. And I want to write 2,000 words. 20,000 by the end of today. I'm going to hit create goal, and now we have a secondary goal here, and this here is going to let us know if we hit it or not. So that way I can keep track of daily goals and the ultimate goal of getting it published or getting it finished by the end of February. And if we don't want that one, we just delete it. Bam, it's gone. So the goals in Reedsy are pretty easy to access and maintain, so I suggest using them as often as possible, if anything, to keep you focused on writing your book. And step number 6 is write the book. Unfortunately, I can't help you do that. That's going to be a completely you thing. Let's say that you need to add a chapter to your book. If you need more than one chapter in Reedsy, just go up here where it says add, click on that button, add a new chapter, and it'll put a new chapter in after wherever you have selected. You also have access to front matter, which you can turn on at any point that you'd like. If you want to add a prologue, you can just add a new chapter and name it prologue. And then move this bad boy, drag and drop to the front of the book. You also have back matter and more to the body, which, oh, look, they got the prologue. That's something that they added recently. So now you can enable a prologue in your book. That's kind of nice. Unfortunately, that also means that I have to change the blog post of how to add a prologue. But it is a nice touch. Thank you very much, Reedsy. I also have to make a new video because I did that one as well. That's probably one of the hardest things about reviewing products like this, especially in the digital world, is that at any point, anything can change, making your blog posts and videos obsolete. In any case, if you'd like to help with learning how to write your novel, Reedsy does offer a masterclass, and I took that masterclass at the end of last year, and I finished it in 2024. The link to that series is right here, but it's a breakdown of the whole, I think it was 101 weeks or days, 101 days, something like that. I think it was days of the different courses or lessons that I went through in the masterclass. I'm telling you, it made a huge difference on the quality of my book. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Kingmaker is a really well-written book, but Shadows of Atlantic City, I wrote it while taking the masterclass, and it is night and day. Also keep in mind that if you decide to use the Grammarly Chrome extension, it works perfectly in Reedsy. I like the Chromely Gram extension mostly because it will correct words that it knows that you misspelled automatically. Like as soon as you hit the space button, if it's misspelled, fixes it. And then it offers suggestions on how to structure it better, but I rarely ever listen to them, mostly because I don't like an AI telling me what I need to write. Of course, there are some things that make way more sense, so in any case, the Grammarly Chrome extension works perfectly in Reedsy. Now, after you finish writing your book, that brings us to step 7, which is sharing with beta readers. Now, beta readers are awesome because they can help you shape the outcome of the story to make it better for all around. In fact, Keymaker is vastly different from its first draft thanks to the beta readers. I had to make a few character adjustments, and I added a few points in the story that people were missing, so they pointed out a lot of really great ideas. I didn't use them all because I still have final say, but they did point out some things that made way more sense to me as I was reading through it. So never underestimate the value of a beta reader. Now to do that, you can share it directly from Reedsy by going to your manuscript. Then on the bottom right here, we have share, and then we can invite somebody directly. This is for collaborations, or we can do a preview URL, which is what we're going to use for beta reading. So we're going to create a new link. We're going to tell them it's going to expire by the end of December. You can give them access to the entire book or for the selected chapter that we're on, which is in this case is the prologue. Then we get create link. And then this link here, we just copy or we can share it directly. Then your beta readers can open it up. I usually send it to people's email addresses and they can read through the book and let you know how it reads and if there's anything they'd like to change. Step number 8 is to give yourself a break. I usually do this while the beta readers are going over the book. Now, Tom Bromley from the Reedsy Masterclass suggests 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes mine are longer. When you take a break, it's like refreshing the mind's eye. It makes everything not necessarily new, but you're able to catch all kinds of grammatical errors and make adjustments as you go. In fact, I do this a lot when I'm writing blog posts. If you go back to a blog post 6 months later, you can find all kinds of mistakes or things that you wanted to add that you forgot to add in the first place. So it's always good to take a break. Usually, mine do range anywhere from 4 weeks to 4 months. It really depends on what's going on. But, life gets in the way. Sometimes your breaks are a little bit longer. The longer the break, the more fresh the book seems. So, I don't know. I guess that part's up to you. Step 9 is collaborate and edit. You can collaborate with an editor or a friend who can help you highlight things in the book that you should change, or you can hire somebody directly from Reedsy. Like in the Reedsy Marketplace, you have access to all kinds of professionals who have had quite a bit of experience editing books. And at any point, you can select any one of them, tell them what you need, you accept an offer or decline it. They can access your book from their end and go from there. Or you can just invite somebody to help you write the book. Perhaps you want someone's insights into a certain topic. Or if you want somebody to write a certain part of the story. Now, to add an outside collaborator in the Reedsy manuscript, all I got to do is go back down to sharing. And they added the new collaboration link to where you can invite somebody. You click on that. You add in their email address and hit send. Your collaborator will need a Reedsy account to be able to change things in your book, but they can highlight the text and make a comment in which you can see on your manuscript and their notes if they have any. And then when you fix something that somebody pointed out, you can click on the resolve button and it removes it from the manuscript. It's an exceptionally useful tool, especially if you're writing with more than one person, and I'm so glad that Reedsy added this. Now, you can use outside tools for editing your Reedsy manuscript, like AutoCrit, but then you have to move the book back and forth, and that can be a little bit of a pain, and I haven't quite done it myself yet. I've got my next book in AutoCrit, and then I'm going to port it back from AutoCrit to Reedsy just to see how the process works in that, because I'm not sure if the formatting is going to save. But in the worst case scenario, you can just copy and paste it back into your book. Now, just be a lot of copying and pasting, and then going through and making sure the formatting is correct. In any case, there's all kinds of different ways you can edit your book. You can also save a backup as a docx file from Reedsy and send that to an actual editor, and they can do handwritten notes or whatever on it. So there are a few different ways that you can edit your book from Reedsy. And lastly, after all has been written and your book has been edited, all you have to do is export the book. Now to export your book, you just go back to your manuscript and you click on the export book button. That'll take you to the export screen of where you can make a few adjustments that are pertinent to your formatting. So in this case, we can export EPUBs or print-ready PDF. I suggest doing both just in case that you're using a different platform that doesn't use one or the other. Plus, a print-ready PDF looks nice when you're going over it. You scroll down, you go to your book cover, and here, adjustments to your book cover in the settings. That takes you back to the management screen that I showed earlier. Then you have formatting options. You can hide the chapter numbers, which a lot of people do. And you can also add drop gaps if you'd like. Then if you have EndNote, you can put EndNote positionings at the end of the page or at the end of the book in a separate chapter. Then you have your trim sizes. Reedsy supports the trade, digest, standard, and pocket. I think Kingmaker is actually under standard. And then you can choose your template. You have the Reedsy Merriweather, Classic Crimson. I believe this is what I used for Kingmaker. And the Romance Crimson. So it has a little bit of a nicer font to it in the beginning or the chapters. I'm going to go back to Classic. And then if we wanted to back up the book, we can. I always suggest backing up your book. Then when you're ready, just click on the Export Book button. Reedsy will typeset it, and it'll send you an email as soon as it's ready. You can click this close screen, wait for this to finish putting it all together. It's an empty book, so it shouldn't take very long. And then from here, we just click on the download button, and we can save it directly to our computer. Now, if you ever need this screen again, it's actually in your project's settings screen. So if we go back, let's say that we want to find it. We just click on the Manage button of the book. And from here, we can go to Exports and go through the whole process all over again. You can also access your previous exports, so if you need an older version. And from this screen, you can also add access collaborators directly from here, instead of doing it from the manuscript. This is also where you remove people that you don't want having access to your book. Then all you have to do after that is upload it to your favorite retailer and do some marketing. Now, marketing is perhaps one of the most time-consuming and probably one of the most expensive parts of publishing a book. I didn't spend a single dime writing and publishing A Freelancer's Tale, and I haven't sold a lot of copies of it because I really didn't market it. And it's the marketing that's going to wind up costing quite a few bucks. At least that's if you want to do it right. There are some ways you can market a book for free, but remember, as that adage goes, you get what you pay for. If you want more book sales, you're going to have to fork over a little bit of cash. Keep in mind that no one is going to buy a book if they don't know it exists. Don't forget, like I said at the very beginning, I do have a page that I'm building for diving into deeper details about writing a book with Reedsy and all of the things that are going to be covered in this video. Anywho, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button for more videos about self-publishing, blogging, freelance writing, or anything else I cover. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Now, that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to get back to editing my book. I'll see you next time.